I'm going to talk about the upcoming EIU men's basketball season. Panthers have a new coach this year, Jay Spoonhour, and Jay is with us. And Jay, you got started with practice yesterday, but you've been working with the guys throughout the fall. So do you have a good feel, at least, for maybe what it's like and who you have?
As much a feel as you can have after one day. We've got that. I mean, the stuff that we were able to do in the summer and then the stuff that we could do in September, you can work them out for 2 hours a week. That helps a lot. The stuff in the summer was really good, especially taking over a new group of guys. I mean, you get to kind of see what guys can and cannot do and that kind of thing. And then they get a feel for the stuff that aggravates me, which is probably more important, is what aggravates me is important for them to know.
You've got a group where you've got about 7 or 8 guys back, people that in many cases, played off of the bench last year. So do you have a good idea for, I guess, who you have and what they can do?
Well, the guys that played a lot last year that people will know, Austin Akers played about 20 minutes a game, and you know we're counting on him a lot. And Josh Piper from up in Champaign, and Pipe is our leading returning scorer. You know, he didn't score a whole lot. He averaged about 5 points a game, but he's at least been out there and played. Those guys are the only ones that have played in any Division I games for the most part. I mean, those 2 guys played significant minutes. You know, you get past that, all the guys that we brought in and the other guys who are returners really didn't see any time. So, you know, you're looking at some growing pains, some guys that are going to have to go figure it out. But anymore, guys play so much basketball in the summer. A freshman that comes in isn't really like freshmen used to be. They're guys who have played against good players, and so they don't have the adjustment period that a lot of folks have.
Can you tell us about some of the new guys? You've got some junior college transfers and also some freshmen that have joined.
Yeah, Coach Miller's staff had signed a couple of guys who we retained. One is R.J. McGee. R.J. McGee is a guy that can score the ball. He's about 6'5" or 6'6", and he's a guard, and he can make some plays, and that's important for us because we're not a great shooting team, and maybe we'll progress into that, but we're not right now. But RJ can go make baskets and he can make plays. And then another guy that they signed is a guy named Cameron Harvey went to Wheaton Academy in Chicago. We were able to go get a guy named Alex Austin, who's a really good shooter from Mount Carmel. And then Keenan Anderson was a guy that, right like my first week, we were able to go out and get Keenan Anderson and get Sherman Blandford. Both of those guys are really tough guys, rebounding, defensive type guys. You know, at the time that we got here, it's hard to find scores. You know, it's hard to find scores anytime. It's really hard to find them, you know, after everybody else has been recruiting them all year. And so we just said, hey, we'll go out and get some tough guys, get some guys that are going to play the way we want to play, that are going to rebound, and then we'll just, you know, see what happens from there.
You talked about play the way we want to play. What is the way you want to play?
Well, the way we'd like to do it is to run up and down and have a bunch of guys, have lots of different players who are capable of making plays. I don't think that we're necessarily going to have that. That still doesn't keep you from running. I mean, you know, everybody gets into, well, we want to be a running team, and that usually means scoring a lot. Now, to players, that means I get to shoot it whenever I want to, and that's not what we mean. We mean, hey, we're going to really, really push the tempo, see if we can get something that happens in the first 8 to 10 seconds of the shot clock. Then, if you don't have anything there, then we're going to make folks guard. I mean, I think that's probably the smart way for us to play, and then we're just really, really going to defend. Every team that hopefully that I ever have will guard and will play really hard. Because, you know, it all gets down to what coaches can stomach to watch, and I can't stand to watch guys not play hard. And so every team, some teams have guarded better than others, but they all sweated a lot and made a lot of noise, and so some teams got more done than others. Hopefully this team will do more than just sweat, and we can go out and actually guard people.
One of the things about this team that is apparent when you see the rosters, there's not a lot of size here, so you got to find ways to kind of compensate for that.
It's funny. We've got size at the guard. You know, we've got big guards. We've got, you know, like Cameron Harvey, who I mentioned, is a big, strong freshman guard. He's 6'3" and probably 215 pounds. We don't have height. Pipe is our tallest guy. He's 6. I don't know what we're listing him at, but he's not what we're listing him at. He's probably really about 6'7", or, you know, maybe pushing 6'8". But at the guard position, we've got some decent-sized guards, and we've got pretty good girth. And so you look at that, it doesn't take long to figure out that, hey, we have guys who are pretty strong, so we probably need to guard folks and play that way. We will probably be outsized from time to time, but that's okay. I'm used to that.
Schedule early in the year, non-conference part. You've got a nice mix of road games, home games, some good people coming here to Lance.
And good teams, you know, home games early, which helps because it's going to be, you know, for a lot of these guys, they're trying to get acclimated to college basketball. It's good to play at home. And so we've got, you got Wright State. You've got eventually Western Illinois will be in here on the 5th, I believe. We'll have the 2 exhibition games, or 1 exhibition game again, I guess. We start on the road at Bradley, which will be really hard. And then there's plenty of other games that are close. None of our games, with the exception of Stony Brook, which is in New York, which would be a fun trip but pretty far, everything is really pretty doable. And so, folks could go to St. Louis and watch us play there. We have the games at home against Central Arkansas and Western Illinois, all of those before Christmas. So folks will be able to get out and see us.
All right. We'll wish you good luck in the preseason. Look forward to the start. Thank you.
Appreciate it. You got it.